I'm not judging anybody that puts their kids out of the house. I'm just saying that there's other ways to look at this. Number two, a lot of the owners, they live inside the hotel, so they're very frugal and they reinvest their profits. They call that plowback ratio. The plowback ratio determines how fast an asset is going to grow. So if you are investing in something and you invest relentlessly and consistently, it's going to grow faster than if you don't invest in it. So if you go to black communities and you see everything, the buildings abandoned, things torn down, streets where there's nothing going on, those are communities that don't receive investment. Or you see a family where the kids are splattered everywhere and there's lots of chaos and trauma, and the children are not being properly guided. That's an asset that hasn't been invested in. So when you have an asset, you have to invest in it. Just like when you get a car, you got to put gas in it and you got to change the oil. So if you are busy investing in the white man's businesses, then you don't have time to invest in your own. And what you're also doing is you're investing in his family and you're investing in his community. That's why I can go to a city like Chicago and I can go to the white neighborhoods in the north side and I see beautiful buildings, I see safe streets, I see all kinds of opportunity and prosperity. But I go to the west side of Chicago, which doesn't receive investment. I see chaos, I see dead babies, I see that nobody cares about, by the way. I see all kinds of trauma, chaos, broken families, all kinds of nonsense, right? So investing the frugality in the plowback ratio, like what you pour into is that which will grow. This is a simple idea. My mother used to say, Coco, anything that you put energy into is going to be successful. That's it. And what she was explaining was the plowback ratio. That if you want something to grow, you have to invest in it. You have to sacrifice it. Like that's not a complex idea, is it? That's a very simple concept, right? And so the question you want to ask yourself is, when you find deficiencies in your life, the question I turn to ask you is, well, what have you invested in dealing with that deficiency? For example, if your health is bad and you go to the doctor says, you got diabetes and heart disease. Well, I mean, not to be mean or anything, but I let you ask the question so you don't think I'm being an asshole when I do. But maybe a question to ask yourself is, well, how much time do I spend in the gym? Because people who invest time in the gym don't usually have those same problems that people who don't go to the gym, right? And then you say, "Well, I don't have time to go to the gym." Well, what's taking up your time? Because that really tells me what your priorities are. Well, I got to go to work. Oh, I get it. Okay, so I understand now. The reason that your life has fallen apart, your health, your relationship, everything else, is because you're heavily invested in the businesses owned by the people that you work for. That's what you're invested in. And this is a common problem. This is a pandemic. This is a plague. Many of us are trained to overinvest in these businesses, most of which are owned by white people, let's just be honest, and underinvest in ourselves, underinvest in our families, underinvest in our mental and physical health. And I encourage you to reconsider that relationship. I told you the greatest honor I've ever had in my life was to be the father and the head of a black household. So it would be silly for me to invest more time into my job than I put into learning how to do my job appropriately. My real job is not whatever I'm doing at that factory or at that office. My real job is making sure these babies get the best guidance possible. It's my real job is to figure out how to get along with my wife so we can maintain stability in the household. That's my important job.